everybody, welcome back to another video with Cat and Dart about Raid Shadow Legends. Today, Dart and I, he's so snuggly right now and is not taking no for an answer, so he's going to be a featured guest in today's video. Today we are going to be talking about the progress that I've made in the fusion for the doggo, just kind of a touch base kind of thing. Talked about a couple things that I've learned, how this experience is going for me compared to the other two, that kind of thing. So before we get into it, Dart, what do they need to do? Tell them. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code. Get Corrado Fox Hunter. I could be a fox hunter too if Mom let me outside. And then you get Hugo, who is big and chunky like I am. You get her at level 10. She's actually a really good champion. We love her. Lady Annabelle, who you get at level 20. You like her, Dart? I don't care. And then Fane, what about her? And he's like, oh yeah, I like her. She's a mouse. I like to catch mice. Yeah, he's a big fan of all of these champions. Also, you need to use the promo code Monkey King in order to get Sun Wukong, one of the best champions in the game. What are you looking at? You're so weird, kitty. You need to use the promo code Monkey King and get Sun Wukong. He is a huge asset to your account. Great way to start the game. And yep, link in the description is the best way to do so. Let's talk about the fusion. So we're going to show my little calendar that I always do. So I always like to plan out the fusion. I do the little blue stars to denote the places that I do want to get my my fragments from, and then X's on places where I'm not planning on getting those fragments. So far, I have been perfectly on track, and what has been interesting about this fusion compared to all the other compared to the other two fusions that I've done, which were the only other fusions that I've done are traditional, which tend to be a lot more work and a lot more difficult. This one has actually been really easy, and I'm really enjoying the process of doing like just a regular fragment fusion versus doing the traditional fusions. So if you're unfamiliar, the traditional fusions require you get champions, you get epic and rare champions at different points through all these events instead of getting these little fragment flower things. And then you have to level up and ascend all of those champions in order to fuse them all together. So it's a lot more work to do a traditional fusion. It can be hybrid fusions where you get these fragments to fuse together champions that eventually fuse into your big guy. Those are seem a little bit more work, but this has been a breeze for me. So I'll show you guys how we've been doing so far. So if you haven't done a fusion like this before, the way you see your progress is you go to the portal, and then you go to fragment summon down here, and then you will see all of your champions here to the side. So Crocad is the doggo that we've been fighting for. So I have 60 out of 100 fragments. And I am really, really enjoying how easy this fragment summon has been. I've been surprised at a lot of instances because I'm so used to doing the traditional fusions and having to do so much work. And then I keep doing the events and they just go through them no problem. And I think a big difference for me is also the fact that I have done two fusions before. So I kind of know the rhythm of it. I know what to expect. I know what the events are going to look like, what the requirements are going to be. So I'm here to say if you're struggling with this fusion, totally fine. I had a really hard time with my first one, Fabian. I almost didn't get him, which would have been awful. But I did, and he's one of my favorite champions now. Tholen was a little bit easier the second time around. This guy has been a breeze. So I'm here to tell you that the more fusions you do, the easier it gets over time. You start to learn. You learn what it takes. You kind of save up. And then you start to learn the best part of it, which is when to do certain events so that you're getting double the points for other events. So for example, right now we are running the spider tournament, just started this morning. So you can see I'm recording this the day of August 4th. And there is still a dungeon diver event going on down here, which means that when I am running my spider, I'm also feeding into the dungeon diver. So I can show you what that looks like in the game. The dungeon divers ends tonight, so I got to finish this tonight. But fortunately, I'm just under 1,000 points away. So we're getting there. I shouldn't have any problem getting that. And especially if I keep running my spider tournament all day, then it will be good. So spider tournament, I got one more I got to the next level of the little rewards, so I'm grabbing that. And then that means, so I have about 1,400 points. And this just started this morning, so I've been running it all day. I've been running like 50 multi-battles just all day. It's been going while I've been doing other things. So I like to make sure that when I'm doing these events that there's kind of a crossover between them. And the way that's been working in other ways is when I've also been working on the Dungeon Divers event as I've been doing the champion training tournament, because I train all of my champions in the campaigns. And so when I train them in the campaigns, I do it in the brutal mode 12-3, I think like everybody does. And when I do that, you run through it really quickly. I think it takes me typically on average about 9 seconds. So it goes really quick. That's a good way to burn through energy really fast. When you do that, you're in a short amount of time, you are getting a lot of not that great of gear, but you're getting some gear, and it does count for the Dungeon Divers. So I get all of these. And then this is also helpful for replenishing all my silver, because even though I did have a bunch saved up, somebody went into my account and re-geared everything. He was re-gearing it for Spider, so I can't be that mad. But Mobile Gamer came in and re-geared a bunch, and I had to restart farming all over again. I was at 10 million, damn it. While doing the champion training tournament, it was also slowly, not as well as the Spider does, but I think I'd gotten to about halfway through this point just by doing the champion training tournament up until yesterday, and then the rest of this has been just today. So as you do these fusions and as you get more used to it, you'll start to learn, even when the event began, we had the Dragon tournament that started off and the champion training event that started off. But I only ran through a little bit of dragon energy, only a little bit of dragon just to burn through my energy. But I really started going hard on it on the next day because that's the day the Dungeon Diver event started. So sometimes when you're doing a fusion, you'll learn that there are times that you do want to start doing certain events, or sometimes you want to just pause and wait for another event to start. So that way you're getting double the points and you're kind of killing two birds with one stone. So the only other thing that I am being aware of is I know that there are going to be follow-up events for Crocad's soul, or Doggy Soul, and there's going to be another event that comes up to get his partner, Pac-Man Shrek, Pac-Master Sheik. He's Pac-Man Shrek. So keeping that in mind, I'm still trying to be somewhat conservative as far as my resources go, because I know that for this champion to work the way I want him to, I'm going to need that Pac-Master Shrek as a follow-up. I'm kind of afraid that they're going to make it a leaderboard event, which just is the bane of my existence. I can't stand leaderboard events. I'm not even bothering to do the leaderboard event points for this champion. I'm keeping that in mind so I'm not just going hard all at once, and I'm still trying to even myself out, because even if I don't, I can still get this champion, but he will be even better if I can get that soul get his perfect soul, and if I can get his partner champion. So I'm trying to keep that in mind. I'm not trying to get too excited, like, oh, I've done this so well so far, I'm doing fine. It can take a turn. So we're going to see if I'm going to be able to go the distance. I don't care how far. Thank you, Hercules. And if I'm going to be able to get this champion with all of the follow-up events that will make him more than what he is. So the other things I'm trying to keep in mind. So another example of watching what you're doing is I probably already have a video that's already come out about these prism shards. So this is a really good prism shard pool to work with. You can see that in the other video. But I know, so this event, the crystal offers are for another 3 days, 13 hours. The event ends in 4 days. So I already bought my crystals and I'm ready to go, but I'm not going to open them until the Champion Chase tournament starts this Friday. So I'm going to hang on to those because I know opening these, I know that a Champion Chase tournament, it heavily favors the kind of champions you get. It's not necessarily about what shards you're opening, like the other shard summon, the Sacred Shard video that we did recently. That is more about what shards you open. Those are the points that you get, regardless of what you get. It's just which of these crystals you open. However, when it comes to the Champion Chase tournament, it matters what champions you get. You want to get more legendaries, you want to get more epics. You really don't get a lot for the rare champions or the commons or uncommons. You don't really get that much, so it's not as useful. So I have some ancient shards ready. I've got a bunch of sacred shards still ready, but I'm mainly going to be focusing on the void shards because I also know when that Champion Chase tournament comes around, you always get more points for opening void champions. So it's always better to get void, rare, epic, and legendaries. So I tend to save my void shards for that anyways. Everybody's thinking that they're going to do a double chance of epic and legendary from the void shards. So just in case, I've saved it for that as well. But at the very least, you get more points for void champion anyways. And plus, in this is basically guarantee. It's like sacred shards. You get either epics or legendaries. And there's some good ass legendaries in here. So I'm going to be saving all of that for this weekend. Look forward to those videos coming out. Boomer's convinced that I'm going to get 3 newts and whatever, and like whatever else. We're going to see. So that's pretty much my update on how the fusion has been going for me. So let me know down in the comments, how has the fusion been going for you? Do you have questions about a fusion? I've got a couple other videos on my channel about fusions I've done in the past, things that I learned in the process. Fortunately, it is really nice to find out that fragment fusions are way easier. And this has been a much nicer process for me. I think it's both that and the fact that this is now my 3rd fusion that I've done. I'm starting to get the cadence. I'm starting to know what to expect. So let me know down in the comments how it's been going for you. If you have any concerns or questions, I'll do my best to answer them. And if you haven't already, click the link in the description to get your Corrado Fox Hunter. If you want to start playing, Corrado Fox Hunter is a great way to start. And then you follow up with Yugo, who is a hugely important champion in the rest of your account, plus Lady Annabelle once you hit level 20, and the lovely Fane when you hit level 30. And thank you guys again for being here. Don't forget to use that promo code Monkey King and get Sun Wukong. And thank you guys again for being here. I'm going to say it like 8 times, but I do appreciate you guys being here and hanging out with me. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next video.